I call the member for Castle Hill.
Speaker, my question is directed to the Minister for Fair Trade. What action is the government taking to combat the issue of synthetic drugs?
The Minister for Fair Trading.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker, and I'd like to thank the member for Castle Hill for his question and applaud his hard work and strong leadership on this important matter. Mr Deputy Speaker, synthetic drugs are a scourge on our community. You only need to read reports of drug-fuelled violence in areas such as Newcastle to understand the extent of the problem. In May of this year, the Parliamentary Legal Affairs Committee, led by the member for Castle Hill, tabled its report on synthetic drugs after some 18 months of deliberation and research. Mr Deputy Speaker, the report's 13 recommendations were a call to arms and signified that there was more, much more, that could be done to protect our community from these dangerous substances. Mr Deputy Speaker, in an immediate response to these recommendations, the O'Farrell-Stoner government took decisive action. The day after the report was released, fair trading investigators were in the field, inspecting traders and gathering important intelligence on these deadly products. On the 9th of June, the O'Farrell-Stoner government imposed an interim product safety ban under Section 109 of the Australian Consumer Law. With our intelligence gathering complete and the ban in place, New South Wales Fair Trading commenced the largest coordinated compliance operation in the agency's history, codenamed Operation SALT. Mr Deputy Speaker, Operation SALT was a triumph. It was the first of its kind, using newly developed consumer protection strategies and tactics. New South Wales took the lead and forced the Commonwealth into supporting our action. Over 4 days, from the 11th to the 14th of June of this year, over 100 fair trading officers blitzed over 1,000 retailers in various metropolitan and regional locations across New South Wales, advising traders of the product ban. Mr Deputy Speaker, from Bondi to Bourke, 94% were found to be compliant with the ban. Follow-up visits of problematic traders followed throughout Phase 2 of Operation SALT. Mr Deputy Speaker, I can inform the House that prosecution action is currently being considered against 2 traders found to be selling banned products following execution of search warrants by fair trading. But we in New South Wales know that the problem doesn't just exist over the counter. Mr Deputy Speaker, I can inform the House that New South Wales Fair Trading has taken unprecedented action in this area, causing 6 internet sites that were selling these dangerous products to be shut down. Mr Deputy Speaker, this ban is working. The O'Farrell-Stoner government's action is proving decisive, groundbreaking, leading and successful. The number of cases of traders found to be stocking banned products has dried up. Most significantly, however, I can inform the House we are now seeing reports from police and emergency service personnel of a significant downturn in synthetic drug-related crime and medical cases.
Minister, this is a very important subject that I'm sure each and every member should be listening to.
This is very important. I know the comments from the Leader of the Opposition. I have one thing to say to him, and that somewhere out there is a tree tirelessly producing oxygen so you can breathe. You owe it an apology. Throughout the month of June, Newcastle police were facing daily call-outs to people suffering violent and psychotic episodes after consuming synthetic drugs. In July, following the imposition of the ban, they had only 2. Mr Deputy Speaker, the commander of the Newcastle Police Command, Superintendent John Gralton, highlighted the impact that our action is having. He stated, "It's a significant drop and we're no longer being taken away from our core business." Mr Deputy Speaker, the trend continues in Tamworth, where ambulance paramedics are advising that call-outs to people with synthetic drug-related issues have all but disappeared since we acted. Mr Ray Tate, a paramedic in Tamworth, has stated on the record that since they've been banned, instances of abuse have died off. He said that the ban was working to stem cases of injuries or overdoses. Mr Deputy Speaker, the government acted quickly and decisively to protect the community from these substances. We've been successful. We are now developing a long-term approach to ensure that the successes we've made are maintained. New South Wales Fair Trading, the New South Wales Police Force, the Department of Attorney General and Justice and New South Wales Health are in the process of formulating this approach. Mr Deputy Speaker, the O'Farrell-Stoner Government will strengthen the necessary legislative frameworks. We will soon be announcing our comprehensive whole-of-government approach to tackling this issue, and in the meantime, New South Wales can rest assured that our action and our vigilance will continue.